Hey, what's up, folks? This is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, channel that always has your back and tells it like it is. Well, today's video is a long-awaited update on Polkadex. So there's been a lot happening with Polkadex over the last couple of months since the last video I did, which was an interview with Vivek. Since that time, we've got a new Crowdloan. We've got even better rewards. Really good rewards. We got NFTs they're giving out. There's multiple different platforms. You can get platform tokens. Extremely important for you to contribute DOT if you've got some spare DOT for the Polkadex Crowdloan. It's a really big deal. It helps them secure their Parachain, which further improves interoperability across the Polkadot ecosystem. So very important there. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the Thea bridge. So that's a really big announcement that came out recently from the Polkadex team. Big news on that one. We're going to be looking at some of the holder wallets. I'll be talking about staking as well. The staking rates on Polkadex are still second to none. These are absolutely fantastic rates. I have a pretty sizable position within Polkadex myself, and I'm basically just going to continue to build this one because I really like it. This is one of my favorite projects in all of cryptocurrency, and that's why I wanted to do this video for you today. So hopefully we'll cover a little bit of everything as well as explaining this and kind of how it all makes sense, right? So that being said, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit the like button. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you click the bell, you'll be made aware whenever I post time-sensitive content just like this. And now, let's get it going. All right, so I first wanted to kick off this video by showing you exactly what Polkadex is for anybody who may be new to Polkadex. It's basically two products here that we're offering. One is the IDO platform, and the other is the decentralized exchange. The IDO platform allows token projects basically to create their ERC20-like tokens. So teams can raise funds, get listed on Polkadex exchange in one click. So that's part of this, right? Your initial DEX offering. The other part is going to be Polkadex Mobile, which allows traders to place, modify, cancel trades from their air-gapped cold wallets, as well as receive funds directly to it. Shows a paradigm shift in traditional trading. So the DEX part of this is where I really want to get into it. We've got high-frequency trading. We've got 500,000 TPS, that's transactions per second. We've got the UX, so the user interface should be just like a centralized exchange. We shouldn't have any hiccups whatsoever. It should be easy to operate. Lots and lots of positives here with Polkadex. I also would say that, this is definitely one of my favorite projects in all of crypto, mainly because they have a really great team between Gotham, Vivek, Dipanch, the whole group there. They're doing really excellent work here. All right. Now, that being said, let's get into the updates here for today. So the first big update is this right here, which is Polkadex Crowdloan enters batch 3 of Polkadot Parachain auctions. So we had previously been in batch 2 and we did not win. Now, did we not win because of the project or because of something else, right? I think it's heavily leans on the something else. And the reason why is that auction had already been going on for quite a while before Polkadex ever joined it. So it's almost like saying, well, you're entering a race, 20 minutes after the first 4 teams have already started. So if you think about it in terms of Polkadot, the way that these auctions work is basically you have to contribute Polkadot tokens. And there's only so many of those Polkadot tokens, and if they already get swallowed up into another project, that sort of leaves less available for something like Polkadex if you're entering the competition late. Now, the way that it really works with these auctions and with Polkadot itself, Polkadot has what they refer to as a relay chain. This is the main chain of Polkadot. And each project who wants to connect to it, they refer to that as a parachain, all right? What a parachain can do, basically, it gives you access to the whole main network, all the projects on it, the interoperability. That's what's really important, all right? That's what Polkadex is vying for. Now, what's unique about Polkadex, which I don't think any of the other Polkadot projects have done is that Polkadex was already a live mainnet. So because of that, with them going for the Parachain as well, it's basically two chains here. So it's something really unique in this whole ecosystem that I don't think anyone else has ever done before. And that's kind of, an underlying theme with Pokedex as a whole, is they're always doing things that no one has ever done before, which is why I really, really like it. All right. Now, where they're sweetening the pot on this time around, so this time around, they're giving you at least, at a minimum, 2 PDEX per dot. The way this math works out is they have allocated 2 million PDEX for this crowd for the crowd loan for the auction, right? And they put a cap at 1 million dot. Now, where this gets interesting is that Pokedex could win this auction well short of the 1 million dot. And if they did, that 2 million PDEX that's been allocated would be split at an even higher, better ratio. So there is a maximum opportunity here that anybody can take advantage of. All you have to do is contribute dot. That's it. Okay. Super easy. Now, on top of that, the top 1,000 contributors will get NFTs. And they have a NFT of this little bear known as, I think his name is Bruno. He's actually pretty cool looking. I really like him. That'd be really awesome to get one of those NFTs as well. I like that. Now, in terms of the full partner list, so right here, launch partners. So we have Parallel Finance, Equilibrium, and Bifrost. Now, when I did this on the previous one, I used Equilibrium, and I actually used them again this time around. Now, if you were to use Equilibrium, in addition to the rewards that Pokedex is allocating, you also get 10 EQ tokens per dot. So that's pretty awesome as well. And Equilibrium actually won their Parachain in the prior auction. They beat Pokedex, believe it or not. But again, they beat them because they started a heck of a lot earlier than Pokedex did. One underlying theme here with Pokedex, and Vivek even mentioned this when I interviewed him in my last video where I was talking with him, is he said they really haven't spent a whole lot on marketing at all. And that's 100% true. Whereas a lot of other projects do, they have not. And they're really just kind of looking for organic growth here. Okay. So that being said, you can get those 10 EQ tokens with Equilibrium. If you use Parallel Finance rewards or 4 Para tokens, you can use Bifrost, etc., and get those additional rewards. Now, if you don't want to use any of those, there's additional partners here. So from the exchange side, you could do this straight through KuCoin. And the funny thing is in the first auction, they basically gave you this option after I had done Equilibrium. In this second time around, same thing. So I probably would have done mine through KuCoin, because it would probably just be a little more natural, maybe a little easier to do it that way, just straight through the platform. But you can do it through KuCoin. You can do it through Gate. They've got AscendX and MXC. And then we also have wallets, Fearless, Nova, Talisman, and Sub Wallet. So there are numerous opportunities and ways for you to contribute DOT that'll go towards Pokedex getting their Parachain. And again, what the Parachain gives them is further interoperability. That's why it's extremely important. All right. Now, in terms of PDEX, obviously it says here utility of the token. So basically the rewards mean getting access to a whole bunch of features and products built on Pokedex. So it'll be used to pay the network transaction and trading fees. Will also be necessary to register your account for Polka IDO and start participating in truly decentralized IDOs. That's kind of exciting. It's also a required token for all activities on the mainnet, including staking, governance, and more. And we'll be talking about staking in a little bit here. I'm going to show you some of that, as well as PDEX holders will also be able to stake PDEX to participate in Thea. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, and earn rewards for enabling deposits and withdrawals to and from Pokedex order book. So really easy to do. The launch partners, as I said, that's all on here. This article that I'm looking at, by the way, is on medium.com on Pokedex's Medium page. So that's where you can find this. You can also go to their website at Polkadex.trade, where you can find a whole bunch more information on this. This is what their main website looks like here. This is where I was showing you the Polka IDO and the mobile. But if you scroll up here at the very top, it says the Crowdloan is live, and you can just basically click on that and get all the information here on the Polkadex Crowdloan. It talks about what are parachains, what's the relay chain, everything here that I just showed. This is one thing I didn't cover, the lease duration. So when you allocate your DOT, it is locked up if they win for 96 weeks. That's how long it gets locked up there. Let's see here, auction cap 1 million DOT. Looks like, oh, here you go. Here's the NFT. So it's a little bit different from Bruno before. It looks like we've got a Moon Man here, so he's pretty cool. I like him. Vesting time. So 25% of those rewards are immediate, while 75% is a linear unlock per block. So they come to you over time. So anyway, that's all in here, right? Contribution amount 1 DOT gets you at least 2 PDEX. So pretty awesome overall. Now, let me go forward here. Let's see. Let's look at the auctions. So this is where we currently stand as of today. Today is April 12th, 2022. So again, we started this one a little bit late, just like that last time around, all right? But what they say up here is this is for auctions. Let's see, we've got auctions. It says 12 through 18. This says auctions 14 through 18. So right now we're currently third in that, right? So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hopefully we can get in it this time around. And that rate of PDEX that you get by contributing DOT is going to be way better than this 2 right here. So it could be even way better than that. So that's pretty awesome. As of right now, we've got 401 contributors, grand total of 95,157 DOT, valued at almost $1.7 million is what's gone into this so far. Currently, we're number 3. So doing a great job so far, especially, like I said, starting the race a little bit late. So anyway, doing great on that. Absolutely love it. So it's extremely important that if you follow Polkadex and the PDEX token, you believe in this one. Extremely important that you contribute your DOT to the Crowdloan. All right. Now, let's look at a couple of other things here. And I'm going to go back to that Thea bridge in a minute. But I wanted to show you a few other things. So if we're looking at holders, this is something I've been looking at a lot lately on CoinMarketCap. So this is for Polkadex. This market cap, this basically is not, the holders here is not accurate. And the reason why is because this is ERC20 PDEX, and then we also have native PDEX for Mainnet. So with this right now, we've got 3,934 total hodlers for the ERC20 version. But if we go to Subscan, so this is for Substrate. So anybody who uses Etherscan, this is basically the same thing, but the Polkadot version. What we've got here, 2,929 holders of the native PDEX. So, grand total, we've got definitely over 6,000 plus on here. So that number keeps going up. That's a really good positive thing. Wanted to share that with you, all right? Especially since it's in 2 different areas. Now, something else here that was announced just recently, and this is on Twitter, is that native PDEX is now available on KuCoin. So it says, that's it. That's the tweet, right? And here it is, native PDEX, awesome. So previously, if you went to their website at Polkadex.trade, they've got a migration step that had been in there. And the migration step was basically that you had to buy your ERC20 Polkadex. You had to then send it to MetaMask. From MetaMask, you had to convert it to Polkadot.js wallet, and then you could stake it. Well, now we basically remove the whole MetaMask step. So we don't deal with the ERC20, the Ethereum token anymore. You can just buy the native token and then send it straight to your Polkadot.js. Now, this is also helpful because there were gas fees along the way that you had to pay. Some around, I want to say it was maybe like 10 or 15 bucks, that I paid when I did it. But this removes all of that. So that's a really good thing. Now, when I tried it for the first time, funny story, I tried to use my Polkadot.js wallet, and in the settings, I had it set where it could be used with any chain. I didn't have it defaulted to Polkadex. And so I wasn't getting the right address. So I tried to send it over. It wasn't going through because I was putting in the wrong address, essentially. So then I finally realized that, thanks to help of some of my friends on CT, and I put in the correct address, and the transaction was submitted. Now, it took it a while to go through. I will admit that. It took it at least a good 3, 4, 5 hours. I was kind of watching it throughout the day to make sure that it did go through. And ultimately, it actually did go through. So it worked out just fine, and it went through to the mainnet. Now, I wanted to show you on the mainnet, if we're looking at it right now, this is what it looks like right here, the Polkadex main network. What it shows here for the actual return rate for today, it says 40%. Now, that's not entirely accurate, because if you look over here on the side for the returns that the various validators are paying, look at this, 44%, 43%. They're actually paying a little bit better than that. So these returns are in here. Some of them, some of these guys that I'm teamed up with on CT are in here, like Dream Network. He's in here. There's a whole bunch of them in here. Who else was in here? Yeah, I think this one here I'm friends with. There's quite a few of these guys that are all on CT. Very cool. Very awesome to chat with them. They provide a ton of insight, things I don't even know. So if you're not on CT, I highly recommend you team up with them. You can see right here, it looks like, there's mine, Radium Block. I decided to try them the other day. But there's lots of options here. All right. So the bottom line in this is 40% rewards at the very least. So how many coins do you hold that you're getting 40% APY on? I'd venture to say probably next to none of them. Maybe if you've got something like Osmo on Trust Wallet, that one's paying pretty high right now. There's a few of them that are out there. Cake, I think, has always historically paid well. But this one pays very well here, 40%. When I first started this, it was around, I want to say 48, maybe even 50%. And it's steadily dropped a little bit over time. That's how it works, essentially. As more PDEX is staked, the rate goes down over time. Same story with BitTorrent. That's the way their network works as well. So the sooner you get into something like this, the better. But it does pay those rewards every single day. Every single day, I am earning rewards on my stash of PDEX. Absolutely loving it. This is one of my top coins, and that's why. All right. Now, going back, lastly, I want to go back to, I think, was it this one? Yes. So where they were talking about that Thea bridge. The Thea bridge is a really big deal, and that is for Ethereum and other blockchains, essentially down the line, is what it is. So here we go. So Thea, a better decentralized token bridge. And Gotham has tweeted about this numerous times, about this rolling out. It was a very big deal for Polkadex. So it's their revolutionary interoperability layer is almost here. So we're getting really close, right? So they say here, too expensive, too complicated, too slow, not safe enough. Sound familiar? So this bridge should solve all of those issues. That's why this is a really big deal, right? The foundational pillars. So it must allow transfers from any generic wallet. It must ensure that bridging transactions cost the same as regular on-chain transfers. That's really important because, I got to say, for anybody who's actually used, the Ethereum for, any kind of transactions on MetaMask, those fees are just awful. They're terrible. And so this is kind of This is extremely important in getting around that, basically. So Thea transactions should not take a long time to process. Kind of like I was talking about earlier, right? We want these to go through quickly, that you shouldn't have to wait all day for it. Should happen in just one operation, no more approve and transfer. Agreed. So we need the usability to get easier. And users should not need to understand the underlying mechanism in order to use it. I agree with that 100%. So anybody should be able to do this. So it says here, a whole new token bridge model. So this is yet another chapter in our best of both dexes and sexes into one revolutionary dex story. So that's kind of the underlying theme here. That's what I was saying earlier. It's all about being a decentralized exchange that feels like a centralized exchange, right? So how does it actually work? Well, it says using Thea to bridge from Ethereum will be as simple as sending your ERC20 tokens to the smart contract. Won't cost you any more than a regular balance transfer. After 25 confirmations on Ethereum, your bridge funds will automatically be in your Polkadex account. So ease of use, absolutely love it. Now, this is kind of funny here. People always like to tell me in the comments when I'm saying a name wrong. So this one here, Thea, I want to say Theta really bad, but there's no T here. So it's Thea, is named after threshold elliptic curve digital signature algorithm. So I think we're just going to go with Thea. All right. So scrolling down here a little bit more. Thea versus the rest. Overall, as opposed to current token bridges with centralized relayers, Thea is run by existing Pokedex validators. So this is a big deal. And the reason why is because they're decentralized, right? So they act as a decentralized group of relayers thanks to multi-party ECDSA technology. Therefore, Thea bridges have no central point of attack as they are decentralized as the Pokedex network itself. And I would have to say that after my interview that I did with Vivek, this was an underlying theme with him is security, and it's extremely important. And he said, in that interview I did with him, he said, back in the day, it was a really big deal when somebody got hacked. And today, you hear about some of these hacks that happen, and they're just for colossal amounts of money. But the community itself just kind of ho-hum goes along with it, right? Now, I would say on that hacking front, for anybody who's not familiar with this, the idea of hacking and stealing cryptocurrency it has to be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard of, because every single transaction is recorded. So if you ever got away with actually hacking, good luck then recovering those funds. It's going to be nearly impossible. All right. Now, in terms of the rest of this, future of Thea. So while the Thea protocol is introduced as underlying technology, connecting Pokedex to Ethereum, it will remain as the basis for interoperability between Pokedex and other chains going forward. So it's extremely important. All right. Now, I really like this line, so I'm going to cap it here, where it says, if Pokedex is designed to be, it's designed as a DEX that feels like a SEX. Thea is the underlying decentralized technology that makes deposits and withdrawals to and from Pokedex feel like they do in a SEX. So that's kind of funny, right? So, if you ever wanted a tagline here for Pokedex, it's a DEX that feels like a SEX. That's it. That is Pokedex, right? So absolutely awesome team. One thing I like to talk about, especially with their team, their ideals are, top notch. They're trying to do things that have never been done. The project is entirely organic. All of these guys are really, really good at what they do. The whole team is really good over there at Pokedex, and that's why, again, this is one of my top 3 projects in all of crypto. All right. So that being said, that is today's update. I'm going to bring this video home in a couple minutes with some final thoughts to then wrap it up. Here at the Keeping It Real Finance channel, we need your support. All of the content on this channel is entirely organic, meaning we did the video on a topic that we simply like, or we did it because of a request from one of you, our viewers. So that being said, if you enjoyed today's video and would like to support the channel, there are multiple ways you can do that to help us to continue to create and level up our content. Our affiliate links will be available in the video description to cover platforms we endorse and use ourselves. Support the channel today and earn sign-up bonuses along the way. We also have a merch shop available with links below the video or directly by visiting kirfinance.myspreadshop.com, where we offer tons of great designs and product options. We've got everyone in the family covered. Help support us by picking up merch and sharing your photo on social media. We may even send you an NFT. Speaking of NFTs, at OpenSea.io we have our NFT series, The Liberty or Death Crossroads, available now. Pick one up today and enjoy special upcoming perks and exclusive content with our planned upcoming courses, Patreon, and Discord group. If you're a reader and simply looking to step up your game in personal finance, I also wrote a book in 2015 titled Driving Through Potholes: Financial Strategy and Life Lessons for Those Looking to Rediscover the American Dream. The book is available now at Amazon in Kindle and paperback. And lastly, if you'd simply like one-on-one consulting, feel free to reach out anytime at keepingitreal-since-1982@gmail.com. We greatly appreciate your support today, and now let's get back to the video. So in conclusion of today's video, I wanted to provide some final thoughts. So first of all, going back to the Crowdloan, again, it is extremely important that if you got spare DOT, you help Polkadex contribute towards that Crowdloan. Let us get that Parachain slot. With that, when you contribute, look at those rewards. So at the very least, you could get 2 PDEX per DOT. PDEX, I think the last time I looked at it was trading somewhere around $5.50-ish, give or take. So that's basically about $11 per DOT on the low end. Now, if they win that auction without going anywhere near the 1 million DOT cap, then all of that allocated PDEX returns an even higher reward. So the rewards could be even better than that, all right? On top of that, you can also get the Polkadex NFT. Absolutely love that. From some of the partners, you can get their coins. Me personally, as I mentioned, I did mine with Equilibrium, so I'll get some EQ tokens as well. So you can pick those up if you want. Lots of ways here that you can get some huge returns on this Crowdloan. So if you haven't participated in a Crowdloan before, if they secure that loan, then that DOT is locked up for 96 weeks. In terms of that vesting schedule, like they showed, you get 20% up front, the 75% of it over time. That's kind of how this works. But overall, it should be a very easy thing to do, all right? Now, on top of that, in terms of just the project and how it's moving along, it's going pretty well. As I mentioned earlier, the IDO platform, the mobile app, none of this stuff is even out yet. They're still kind of fine-tuning the final stages of this. But when this thing comes out, it is going to be the best decentralized exchange there is. I am confident of that. It is going to be really, really good. So it'll feel exactly like a centralized exchange. Basically, you're going to have 500,000 transactions per second, super fast. We've got high frequency trading. I mean, there's so many factors that go into sort of these random bragging rights with Polkadex, right? But as I also said, I've already interviewed Vivek, and I have full confidence in the team there that they are doing everything they need to make Polkadex secure, fast, make those any kind of transaction fee, very nominal. Again, if you actually start moving money around within cryptocurrency, it gets really expensive really quick depending on the chains you're using. Well, the chains of the future, basically the fees are next to nothing. And that's kind of how this one will end up at the end of the day. Now, the two-chain structure is pretty important for them. Again, it's sort of a unique wrinkle with Polkadex that the team already has a live mainnet. They were like the first one that did that, okay? Then they're also going for the Parachain. So pretty funny, you know. There's little wrinkles like that in this project that they've kind of had to adapt to, and you know, the substrate, the parity team, you know, has been working with them on it. So all of that is good. They have done an excellent job. The Thea bridge, you know, it's just kind of one thing after another. It's the steady rollout. And as they had previously mentioned to me, they really haven't invested into marketing, hardly at all. This is the biggest investment they've made into marketing, is the rewards in this crowd loan. They're really big here. So absolutely take advantage of this if you can. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's exposure into one of the best DEXs that's basically right around the corner for the industry. This one will be around for a while. The market cap in Polkadex is, right now, it's really low. So in terms of, you know, could this thing rise up the ranks really fast? Absolutely. You know, is this thing going to be a competitor to Uniswap, to PancakeSwap? Absolutely, it will. So, so much potential here for this one and moving down the road that is why it is in my top 3. All right, so that's it for today's video. Hopefully that update covers just about everything, at least all the big rocks that have been happening recently with Polkadex. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget that I am also on Twitter at KIR Finance, where you can find me tweeting and retweeting on a regular basis. Been posting a lot of updates there recently. And lastly, for a friendly reminder, this is Jesse with Keeping It Real Finance, the channel that always has your back, tells it like it is, and I will see you on the next one. Later.